What if the thing you've been ashamed of is actually the exact skill the future is desperately looking for? Think about it. Why is it that when someone asks, "So, what do you actually do?" your mind freezes? You don't have one simple answer. You design. You learn psychology. You experiment with tech. You write. You explore ideas that don't seem to fit into one box. And somewhere deep inside, you wonder if something is wrong with you. Seriously. But what if nothing is wrong? What if your mind was never meant to live in one lane? For decades, the world rewarded specialists, people who chose one path and stayed on it forever. But the world has changed. Yeah. And quietly, without anyone noticing, the rules of success have flipped. Quickly. By 2030, the most valuable people won't be the ones who know one thing deeply. They'll be the ones who can connect many things intelligently. And if your life feels messy, multi-directional, and impossible to summarize, you might already be becoming one of them. Imagine two people. The first person spends 15 years mastering one skill. They become extremely good at it. The second person jumps between fields. They learn design, psychology, technology, business, storytelling. Not perfectly, but deeply enough to understand how each world works. For a long time, society admired the first person. The second person was labeled distracted, unfocused, a jack of all trades. But here's the problem. The old world was stable. Rules changed slowly. Careers lasted decades. Skills stayed relevant for generations. Today, entire industries disappear in a few years. The specialist builds a perfect ship for an ocean that no longer exists. Meanwhile, the multi-skilled person learns how to swim in any water. Let me tell you something interesting. There's a reason your brain works the way it does. Some people think in straight lines. Others think in networks. You don't just learn things. You connect them. You notice patterns others miss. A designer sees visuals. A programmer sees logic. A psychologist sees behavior. But you see how all three collide. That's not confusion. That's synthesis. And synthesis is the rarest skill in the modern world. Because real innovation doesn't come from one discipline. It comes from collisions between disciplines. The smartphone wasn't built by engineers alone. It required design, psychology, storytelling, business, and technology. The future doesn't belong to experts. It belongs to translators between worlds. But let's be honest. There's a dark side to being multi-skilled. You feel scattered. You feel behind. You feel like everyone else is progressing faster than you. Because while they climb one ladder, you keep switching ladders. And that creates anxiety. You start asking yourself, should I just pick one thing? Am I wasting my life? Will I ever be great at anything? Here's the truth most people never hear. You're not supposed to build everything at once. The mistake isn't curiosity. The mistake is trying to master everything simultaneously. The solution isn't focus forever. It's focus in seasons. Instead of choosing one identity for life, choose one direction for now. Pick one skill. Commit to it for a season. Not forever. Not perfectly. Just long enough to build a strong pillar. Then, when that pillar is stable, you move to the next one. Over time, something powerful happens. Your skills stop looking random. They start forming a structure. Not a straight line, but a shape. Multiple pillars, connected by insight. You don't become average at many things. You become rare at the intersections. And intersections are where the future pays the most. Here's the twist nobody expected. Artificial intelligence is accelerating specialization. Machines can master one domain faster than any human. So what remains uniquely human? Connection, judgment, meaning. AI can analyze data, but it can't feel human emotion. AI can generate code, but it can't understand why humans care. AI can produce content, but it can't intuit culture, context, and subtlety. The people who will thrive are not those who compete with AI. They are those who combine logic with intuition, technology with empathy, data with storytelling. That's not a specialist. That's a bridge builder. That's you. Maybe you're not inconsistent. Maybe you're a pattern hunter. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're mapping multiple worlds at once. History is full of people like this. They didn't fit into one category. They looked chaotic from the outside, but from the future, their paths looked inevitable. Your journey won't look like a straight ladder. It will look like a constellation, disconnected points, until one day they form a picture no one else can see. You've spent your life feeling misunderstood. If you struggled to explain what you do, if you've been told to just pick one thing, maybe the world wasn't ready for your mind yet. But it is now. The future doesn't need people who know one answer. It needs people who can connect many answers into something new. And if that's how your brain works, you were never broken. You were early. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, if this hit you, please subscribe. I would genuinely appreciate your support.